human rights, I feel, is something that needs to be expressed, on a daily basis, because a lot of people do take it for granted, or a lot of people don't have the privileges of basic human rights. And art is kind of a form of language that can be communicated across any barriers. So if you do want to express something to somebody that you may not speak the same language, you may not have the same tradition, culture, different barriers may be in place to stop you from communicating with that person, but through art you can just, apply it, present it, and that person can have their own interpretation, but there's always that underlining factor there of agreement, of understanding of what that image was.
Being able to express yourself is definitely a human right, and that I find that art can really be used as a tool to bring that to the forefront and bring it into communities or bring it into different populations in a way that different people can understand it. Before we started, this was just a wall, and now it's a beautiful piece of art, and I think that we have those spaces all around the city of Toronto, and what better way to use them than to raise awareness for something that's so fundamental like human rights.
The community took a huge part in this mural we just had tallies. We really did a lot of outreach. So even now, they are always giving me suggestions. Kids are coming along and just painting, helping out. So everyone's involved, from the oldest person to the youngest.
A lot of times we're going through situations, especially in our urban communities, where a lot of our human rights are being violated, but if you're not educated enough to know what's right and wrong, then you kind of just accept it as a norm, and that's not really fair either. So it's good to have projects like this where people can constantly be reminded of those, charters and rights.
I always loved art. I never did spray painting. This was my first time spray painting actually, and it's actually a lot more fun than brushes. I learned some new leadership skills because we had a lot of young kids come in here help us with our painting, and I was kind of in charge of them, so I helped them out, told them what to do, and if they had questions, I would always have an answer right away.
Art is supposed to be open-minded, expressive. It's not supposed to be boxed in, and I feel like that's the same with human rights. You're not supposed to box people in. They're supposed to have the option, their opinions, their freedom, their liberty. There's a lot of things that people are just naturally born with that a lot of people may not take advantage of, but they're privileged enough to have them, or are striving to fight for them. And I feel like that's something that the world needs to know, that the same way that art, it constantly changes, constantly is moving, constantly has different concepts everywhere. People interpret things different. It's the same with people. People are the next generation are going to have to handle different situations than we're handling now, and we have to be more flexible and more catering to those situations. And things like the Human Rights Act are really good because it kind of reminds people that we are human, and you have to treat people as such.